A story that makes me believe 100% that I was a part of a hybridization program. So in this particular moment, it was in Oviedo, Florida, and it was nighttime. The memory starts, I'm holding my son's hand, I'm in the driveway, we're both looking up, and there's a massive, massive UFO in the sky. It was a darker, metalish color. Didn't look man-made at all. It did have indentations in it in which light was coming out of it, and there was a mist coming off of it, like a purplish, velvetish mist that kind of sparkled and sprinkled down. I just remember going from seeing this massive UFO in my driveway to walking down a long hallway. Now, it felt like the hallway went forever. It was well lit. It was almost like atmosphere. I don't know how the light got there. It was just lit. It looked almost 3D printed. And we was walking down the hallway. Now, I'm holding my son's hand, and to the left of me is a very tall being. It was about Shaq height. I'm 6'1", and it dwarfed me. It looked identical to a gray. It's just a smaller head and a way longer neck. I was holding his hand. I just remember about the hands. It just drives me crazy. It's how it wrapped around my whole hand. Those fingers, man, they wrapped all the way to the back of my hand and around. But the weirdest thing is, I'm standing next to this being and I'm not scared. There is no fear going through my body. I remember looking up at it, and this is the best way I can explain it. I do it all the time. It looks at me like this. Like the way it tweaked his neck to look back down at me, the way it curved his neck to look down at me, it was just, to this day, it still creeps me out. And I just remember looking down, being okay with it, and my son walking with me and holding his hand was another tall gray. So now we're walking down this hallway, and we come across what I know to be a two-way mirror now, but at the time it just looked like a window. What I see when I look inside this window is, it looked almost like a lobby of a children's hospital. You know how they put murals on the wall, kind of like a bear in a conga line with a bunch of other kids, and then a tiger at the end. And there was some toys in the corner. There was a circular rug and a rocking chair on top of that rug. So as I'm looking at this, one of the grays grabbed my son and gently walks him into this room in which I'm looking into. My son almost already knew what to do, which was weird. My son literally just walked into the room and sat Indian style in the right side of the corner. I can see an archway in the back right side of the room, and in that archway, some kids start walking in. And they walked in and they just didn't look human. The eyes gave it away. The very small ears, the little petite mouth, and the big eyes give it away. It wasn't big black eyes on these kids. They were like, some of them were blue, green eyes. You could see the whites in their eyes, and you could see the pupil. And the hair was very thin, very frail. And they had almost like hospital gowns that look like gauze. And they sit in Indian style and they form a circle with my son. One of the beings bring like a white feather or like a white material paper or something. It was just white. And they're starting to just making it float without touching it. So it's kind of like they're playing catch, but they're not touching the item. So I guess they were like practicing or teaching my son telekinesis, is what it felt like. They were just having fun playing. I'm wondering why I'm watching this, but I'm totally fine with it. Then the gray grabs me by the hand and walks me into the same room and sits me right in the rocking chair. It was a mirror, and I can see whatever was behind me reflecting off the mirror. I'm staring, that's how I knew it was a two-way mirror. And I'm staring at it. In the mirror, I could see this hybrid lady come in. And she walked in and she handed me a baby. And I just remember looking at her, noticing she wasn't human, but she was very kind. It wasn't like, here's a baby. It was more like very gentle. Everything's very gentle. So she gives me this baby, and then it gives me a bottle. And I'm looking at the baby, and I'm noticing the baby is just very pale. The eyes were really black, but really almost sunk in. The hair was really like dead, almost looking gray. These were grays, like they had the gray, the complete black gray eyes, like the hybrid grays. The kids had human looking eyes. It was almost like they wanted me to give it love and feed it. Like, how do you nourish it? How do you make it live? And I just remember seeing the gray watching me do it. And it's just intensely like, almost like it's learning. I get the sense of connection that is mine. I felt like they were like the only person that could give this thing love is his parents. Like it's his father, it's his connection. Maybe it's dying, like the dad's not here to comfort it and show it love and make it live, make it want to live. I have the sense that this is my baby, it's mine.